Step inside my twisted world, where heroes will collide. Villains aren't the only evil, there are no fucking sides. Every match will test their stats, every loss and win are weighed. Any chance they thought they had could all end up in vain on Combo Breaker.
Hey Archer!
What?
Don't get me wrong, I love cartoons, but last episode was a little too kid-friendly. Maybe we should do something a bit more R-rated for the episode.
What do you mean?
Well, what if we did...
Did I hear y'all were gonna do a fight with not only Ryuko but Bayonetta as well? God, I love those characters. Please let me join.
No, not him again!
How the hell did you know what we were gonna do?
What do you mean? I watched your last episode. You know y'all announced these, right? You got a whole trailer and everything.
Why is he back already? We just got rid of him.
Well, nice to have you back, buddy. I see you spoiled today's fight already.
Oh shit. My bad. I'm sorry about that.
Well, you probably heard Combo Breaker, but let's reintroduce today's R-rated sexy fighters with a more proper introduction.
Ryuko Matoi, the skimpily dressed life fiber warrior.
And Bayonetta, the angel-slaying Umbra Witch.
I'm Archer,
And I'm Demon.
And I'm Combo Breaker.
and it's our job to analyze these two characters to their fullest, to see what happens when these two fictional characters collide.
Yeah, I'm back. Woo!
Ryuko Matoi isn't your average teenage girl. Raised by just her scientist of a father, she had a, well, unique childhood.
You see, Ryuko's father was killed by one of the girliest psychos of all time. But some gang fighting and an ass whooping later, she stumbled upon Senket, a living sailor uniform that was also doubled as a stripper outfit for some, interesting foreplay.
Gross. Well, with this suit, she decided to go to the academy run by a high school girl named Satsuki Kiryuin and demanded answers about her father's death, soon finding some answers.
When she went to get those answers, she wasn't exactly greeted with open arms. It was more like a closed fist. But let's not spoil anything further.
Yeah. She had to go through the whole academy to finally get to the head honcho herself. And she soon found out something not just about her father, but herself as well.
Oh, you mean that she was infused by these things called life fibers? What are those?
Well, life fibers are kind of like the sexy older sister to symbiotes from Marvel. Essentially, they're like living fibers that can be used to create clothing to augment one's physical strength and abilities, really, and well, other stats too. But due to the nature of Ryuko and Senket's, they have a special effect of getting stronger with the less clothes they wear. That's kind of kinky, actually. Also, not logical because they got the big old stripper boots up to the past the knee and
Wait, you're saying that the less clothes you have, the stronger you get?
Yeah, what do you mean? Ah, my eyes! Demon, put your clothes back
my
on!
leg. Please get bleach for my eyes.
I feel the power!
Well, as we were saying, life fibers aren't just a strength enhancer. Ryuko gets a really, really good healing factor from it.
Yeah, so good that she actually let her opponents cut her in half. And she's also, healed from it perfectly fine. Also, with that healing factor, she gains near limitless stamina.
Hell, she even survived getting Mortal Kombated by Satsuki's mother at one point, and her heart just goes right back into her chest.
Freaky. And it seems the only thing made by life fibers can actually hurt her, but can be deemed as a no-limits fallacy, so we need to exempt that a bit.
Well, that's not fair to say, because Ryuko's primary weapon is actually meant to cut straight through life fibers. Wow, that's like Superman carrying around a kryptonite sword that's enchanted with magic. It's absolutely stupid. But her main weapon is the scissor blade, a long sword weapon that in the shape of half a blade, pair of scissors. Who would have guessed? That can not only hack and slash through its foes and remove people's heads, but it also has a decapitation mode specifically meant for removing heads, and it can even grow to the size of a fucking skyscraper. Jeez, what kind of preschool projects do you need that kind of pair of scissors for?
And it can be used as an easy-to-carry keychain. Just wanted to add that. But she just doesn't have one of these blades. She has two. From Nui, she was given the purple scissor blade.
And with both, she easily affects life fibers much easier. Well, makes sense, since you got scissors cutting string. Not too incredible.
Series isn't that epic when you realize it's only a bunch of girls fighting over clothes.
No. More accurately, the show is about a teenage girl learning the only way to get ahead in life is to strip. But that's besides the point. we have only focused on Ryuko so far, when Senketsu is capable of doing crazy shit, like transforming into not only her super sexy battle outfit, but also her blade form that gives her Wolverine-like claws and covers her stripper outfit in spikes.
She also has a flight mode, which can be useful for people in the air as well. And she can also combine both forms together to be a flying ball of spikes.
Damn, this uniform is deadly. But it does have a problem. It relies on a fair amount of blood from the user, like a wearable vampire.
Yeah, and this idea leads to another one of Ryuko's transformations. She may as well just be a Dragon Ball character at this point with this many transformations. If you piss Ryuko off enough, her blood will start to literally boil and she will enter a berserker mode, where she looks disgusting, but gains a power boost of ridiculous amounts. Unfortunately, this drains her blood super quickly. We're talking like super hungry vampire quickly.
Or her ultimate form, when she absorbed submission life fiber at the end of the series, she was able to have control of all life fibers and basically rocking out with yellow hair as well, which could also give her a strength boost as well.
Yellow hair? Oh my god, she is a Dragon Ball character. She's a Super Saiyan!
But with the power she was given is that it only affects life fiber users, meaning people without it is safe from its control.
Yeah, it's bad when you only have weapons made for a specific thing, but not really good on other things.
But Ryuko does have a few special tricks and powers up her sexy non-existing sleeves, for non-life fiber users that is, like her ability to redirect sound waves and her after images that can fucking move. How does that even work? She can also create shockwaves out of her pure willpower alone, and even run up 90 fucking degree angles. Also, she can make air slash projectiles with her blade, kinda like Link does, but slightly cooler and slightly, well, actually a lot more sexy.
Okay, I think we talked enough about her powers and weapons. Let's get to the feats. Everyone agreed?
Agreed! List 'em combo!
Oh hell yeah, Ryuko was strong enough to overpower the Elite Four in their Mark 1 and Mark 2 uniforms, and the Mark 2 uniforms can easily destroy mountains. She was also able to take out Nui Harme, who previously and effortlessly defeated her, and she was able to cut through the primordial life fibers, and even destroy the huge SS Naked Sun, a huge battleship. And at her strongest, she took on Ragyo Kiryuin.
Oh, you mean the original owner of the submission armor, and who was regularly strong enough to defeat Ryoku's sister, Satsuki? Oh wait, we forgot to mention Satsuki and Ryoku. Yeah, they are sisters.
Wait, what a twist! How did this happen? Don't worry!
I mean, technically Nui's related to them too, but that's a can of worms for later, so speed, I guess. Ryuko is fast enough to move faster than the trained eye can see, as she blitzed Nui Harme, who previously and effortlessly tagged her with hundreds of needles without her noticing, and Ryuko can create after images, not to mention she beat someone who knew her moves before she did them. Damn, Ryuko's fast as hell.
And not to explain her crazy durability as well, but mainly her life fibers are what helps her with this, since, well, she's part life fibers since she was a child.
Alright, without the life fibers and Senketsu, she's basically doomed. Which leads up to everyone's favorite part of the mini analysis. Her fault.
I mean, let's just say she's not useless without Senketsu, as she did fight some high-powered foes without him. She's definitely weaker and slower as well, and all around more vulnerable to damage.
Not to mention, she's not the best in defensive side of fighting. She tries to do a full headstrong fighting style, trying to overwhelm her opponents without much of a plan, meaning she doesn't always rely on a plan to fight her.
And worst part of all, she's an emotional and headstrong teenager. Meaning she doesn't have a lot of combat training or experience.
Also, she was paralyzed once with a simple poke of a needle while she wasn't wearing Senketsu, like she was literally just in her underwear, so I mean, well, there are some other important weaknesses to mention. As well, if Senketsu is unable to listen to Ryuko's heart or hear what she's saying, they pretty much can't communicate in the slightest, and this is a huge problem because most of Ryuko's clever plans come from Senketsu rather than herself. Also, there's that whole blood thing we mentioned earlier, and, well, she does have a lot of love for Mako, her current girlfriend, and she'll risk her life to save her at any point if she's in trouble.
Wait, they're dating? What a twist! I did not know this!
You don't know many things, but all in all, with Senketsu by her side and a scissor blade in both of her hands, she's willing to kick ass, and little to no clothes that she has.
So y'all remember when Bayonetta was bought out by Nintendo and then they put her in Smash? Yeah, she was broken as all hell. That's all I have. Shit, someone transitioned for me. I don't know what to put here.
Okay, well, to actually talk about Bayonetta's backstory, there lived two different clans, the Umbra clan and the Lumen Sages. The Umbra were known as the evil dwellers of darkness, while the Lumen were known to be the light and good. It was all fine and dandy and well between them until a law was broken.
The law is that neither clan can have a child with the other. but thanks to two people, Rosa the Umbra and Baldur of the Lumen, a child was made named Suriza. Both parents were punished. The father was banished from the sages, and the mother was, well, imprisoned for it. Damn, that's sad. Soon she made friends with a girl named Juriza, and soon both decided to go on a somewhat revenge quest / stopping the world from crumbling. And that one girl went as the name Bayonetta.
Yeah, Bayonetta. Well, if she's going on a revenge quest, then she's gonna need one hell of an arsenal. So let's go ahead and talk about her main weapons, a set of 4 pistols called Love is Blue. With one in each hand and one on each heel, she can mix up some crazy-ass melee hits and a breakdancing flurry of bullets.
Now that's what I call a smart way to use your body. But that's not all Bayonetta has. She has the greatest weapon, her hair.
What? Wait, I knew that. Well, with her hair, she uses it to make her clothes, and even uses it to make weapons as well. And not to include giant frickin' hands and monsters as well.
But now it's time to mention her best tool in her arsenal, her bitch time. I mean, witch time. Upon narrowly dodging an attack, she can temporarily slow down time, and it can be stacked multiple times, allowing her to counter and punish stupid moves. Yeah. God, it broke competitive Smash. Oy. Oh no. Oh, I think I'm getting flashbacks for glory mode. Oh god, please, go help me. The witch times.
Well, she can use witch time to keep her opponent in some form of time loop, as well as leave them wide open so it can fully top time itself. Yes, I mean fully stop everything around her to a standstill. Kinda like a white-haired coat wearing...
Let's not get into that argument, please. Besides her few weapons in the witch time, she has frickin' summons! She can summon weird beings as well as bees, like giant hands, feet, a giant dragon, but we will talk more about it later.
She can also transform into animals like cats and birds, and she has more than just guns. As I mentioned, she's got a big-ass bow that shoots big-ass bugs, and she's got swords, whips, katanas, flamethrowers, and even freezing weapons and shotguns.
She has the Takamakazuchi, which is a hammer that can make earthquakes, and as well gauntlets, which can make fire and electrical attacks. While she has a weapon called Sharaba, which can actually suck the fucking soul out of the enemy she hits. Damn.
She also has the Witch Walk, which lets her walk on walls, which is neat. Included with superhuman strength, speed, and reflexes.
She also carries around some suckers to heal herself, and we forgot to mention her most amazing ability yet. If you make Bayonetta reach her final climax, yes, I know how that sounds, then she can summon a large demon with her hair that can rip her opponents a new asshole. And, well, it can do a bunch of other crazy shit too. And as it's shown, it can deal massive damage to up to mega and even gigatons. Yeah.
She can also use her hair for clothes and even to fly. And not to include her summons like a giant dragon we talked about, a 3-headed dog, a giant frog, etc. Damn, and that's all to do with her hair. Man, this makes Midna and Shantae look like...
What did you say about Shantae? Demon, I swear to God, I will end you. 1 versus 1, Smash Brothers, no items, final station, Bayonetta only. Let's go, man. I'm taking you out this time for that comment.
Is this always gonna happen when you come over, or...?
Only if he shit talks my girl Shantae again. I mean, y'all already took away her planet level feat. Just leave her alone, okay? Let her do her cute little belly dances and just stop insulting her.
We're getting off topic, people, and I'm the one who usually gets off topic. Let's get going to feats now, people. If you think Bayonetta was just looks, oh boy, you would be wrong. This girl once threw a fucking satellite over her with nothing but her legs and tossed it to the earth itself at one point.
You think that's impressive? How about at the time that she fought and defeated the forces of both heaven and hell, and killed the game's equivalents to God and Satan? That's some Spawn level shit. Also, she fought that dragon at the beginning of the second game that's been stated to be a planet buster. Yeah.
And not to mention her awesome reaction ability, she was once fast enough to dodge bullets that could reposition themselves behind her like it was nothing. Dodged lightning and other gunfire as well, and to remind you people, this wasn't from Witch Time.
She isn't a pushover either, as she survived crazy beatdowns from different angels, gods, and demons, using weapons like huge-ass swords and even elemental attacks of fire and lightning and even ice. She's also fought Jean before, who's pulled off many of the same feats that Bayonetta has, meaning she should scale directly to her.
But despite all that, she has some flaws in there, Hey, who took my script?
What do you mean? Hey, Kamala, did you see where our...
Okay, I may have borrowed it to look what you guys put, and then I may or may not have spilled lemonade on it, and then I dropped a whole bunch of other shit that I was trying to eat and read, okay? But I've played enough Bayonetta to tell you her biggest flaw is her overconfidence. She often thinks that she's unstoppable, which leads her into getting into some deep shit.
I'll get you for this! But yeah, that's true, she is a bit overcocky, but besides that, she relies on her witch time a bit too much, and tries to overwhelm the opponents as well, but she needs to keep the pace against the enemy to win.
And Bayonetta is still the most feared witch known in her universe. She gives the sole meaning of how looks can kill.
Okay, they are both set, so let's settle this debate.
It's time for these two fictional girls to collide.
Only one of them will leave with their combo unbroken. I'm sorry, that joke was really bad. I'll try and call the catchphrase so I have something to say during these segments. I'm sorry, guys.
Well, there goes a beautiful and deadly girl. But we did still keep the better looking one though. So why did Bayonetta win, guys? Well, it's a bit tricky to explain.
Well, it's unfair to say that Ryuko would win because of her life fiber hacks because it's a no limits fallacy. So with that factor kind of ignored, we level the playing field quite a bit. And now to be honest, this puts Ryuko at quite the disadvantage though, as she gets outclassed a shit ton in the strength department. Ryuko at her best could fight Ragyo Karyuin, which would put her at about a continental to multi-continental levels of strength. But the first boss of Bayonetta 2 has been calculated to be a planet buster, making Bayonetta, even if we lowballed her strength, to be a planet buster. That's a good chunk ahead of wherever Ryuko's at.
And not to mention the reaction time advantage. Ryuko at best was able to react to bullets and sound waves, but Bayonetta was able to react to redirected bullets from behind her, and not to mention she can bypass most of Ryuko's speed in after images of her witch time. Oh yeah, the witch time is a thing.
Witch time in her final climax is one of her greatest advantages. Since Ryuko never fought time-stopping powers, she can't really counteract it at all. And also, we did mention that Ryuko's body can't fully get destroyed without a fiber life weapon. If we didn't say it was no limits fallacy, Bayonetta has a sword that can suck her soul from her body. Last time I checked, life fibers isn't some kind of soul protection.
Ryuko's not completely outclassed, as my second favorite waifu does hold a few advantages. For one, her insane healing factor will allow her to stay in the fight longer than she would have, although it will only delay her death altogether. And Senken is there as a battle strategist to help her out in combat, giving her a teamwork edge. However, she also has the advantage of moving after images. But with Bayonetta's bullet hell style of fighting, this won't really work for very long.
And not to mention, Bayonetta actually has combat experience and training, unlike Ryuko, who's basically self-taught.
So in the end, while Ryuko had team advantage and overall movement speed, Bayonetta had durability, strength, experience, witch time, and overall, just hacks. Makes this kind of easy to get a winner.
Looks like Ryuko was stripped of this victory.
The winner is Ryuko.
Next time on Fictional Characters Collide.
Coming eventually to Combo Breaker, Misfortune vs. Rouge the Bat.